get people inputting and talking, we're going to start seeing commonalities. Then we can grab those commonalities and focus on them and develop into the consensus plan. You know, those videos about why you operate, you know, are excellent. So like we need points like that. Why are we operating? What is our central message? You know, boom, 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 boom.
Hey, we're actually looking for a female.
Yeah, this is a non-binding GA. Yep, the banner's up. Oh,
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, so people know. I'll type that in.
So my comment to Fred about having something for his green zine is certainly this document was brought forward. It hasn't been finalized at a GA and ratified. It's just been presented here for discussion again because these guys have been working on it. It got largely through the first time.
Yeah, it's only the third one. And the people.
And then new arguments on violent or non-violent.
So just the word non-violent, the definition of it.
So certainly it's not ready to go to press right now. It might be by the end of, you're basically talking a content deadline end of February.
Right, a half page. So I think it's an opportunity for you to kind of,
It's a marketing piece.
yeah, set the stage a little bit in a general way, because it lives, it's a quarter, it lives, and it's 5,000. So you get to say what you want to say.
Right.
That's the important thing.
Well, yeah, and that's maybe a task to hand squarely to outreach. You know, as a project, it seems like it's that kind of a task, right?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and kind of works on bringing things together and how, yeah, it's a good starter project. So, I put that on outreach's radar though.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
The Green Zine article.
Okay, half page deadline end of February.
Yeah, and then working with consensus.
Offered
GA.
to us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, all right.
Just throwing that out there.
Oh, you know about that?
Yeah. Okay, let's see now. Okay, I want to get a list of the DA's actions that are coming up. Because we got, so reframe's going on right now, we got the day of action next week on education, and we got the Occupy talk.
The Occupy talk, was it?
Yeah.
That to be the Wednesday, yeah. Oh, yes.
So I was interested because I was at the outreach and the DA meetings, and it was good because we had to talk about it as well. Have you had a chance to email Nadine about, like?
No, I wanted to check with outreach first, just to see exactly what it is, so let her know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a third direct action thing too. The Ottawa Piscat proposal can be introduced.
This is more of just a free-for-all kind of structure. It's good.
I was, just like making a note, I've been helping Joe watching the Occupy Peterborough email, and you see things coming in from people saying, you know, here's a great thing we should be involved in, and it's not really one of the thoughts we had for the functionality of that email. We thought it was going to be like a first contact point and a broadcast point, and not sort of an internal conversation linkage. I mean, if somebody says, I've got this information, I don't know where to send it, then yeah, we're a connecting broker. But if somebody's sort of saying, I've got this thing I'd like to put on the table, whether it gets turned into something or not, I'd just like to put it out to the community. I mean, there's been some questioning about, in my mind, about what's the best way to do that. And so the stuff that Roy's bringing up here seems like, you know, a particular case of that, where you're saying, how do I communicate this Ottawa-Piscat thing on the 14th? How do I get the word out there? And then how do I bring it to GA? And how do I do it in advance of just landing it here? I mean, I know you have side conversations and things happen. And so I know we've set up one Google Calendar, which seems to be used for formal Occupy Peterborough things. Yeah. So the GAs get listed in there, the direct actions that are selected by the GA get listed in there. But maybe what I'm wondering is, do we need another calendar that just anybody can post to, which are it's just kind of the Occupy Peterborough free-for-all calendar, which you can then layer on top with the official calendar. And so if you've got something like that coming up, you can just put it in there and people can go look and see what's coming up. And then, you know, you provide contact info. And then there's also Facebook and Google forums and things like that where you can have discussions about it, but it's sort of an advertising thing. So, I mean, that's another layer to
The open calendar is the
Advertising.
community calendar.
yeah, it's kind of a community calendar, exactly.
Yeah.
But to advertise it as an event, doesn't first DA need approval from the GA that this is
Well, that's why you have-
on the horizon?
That's why you put two calendars up. You say, this one is just people wanting to communicate with the Occupy community.
Yeah.
If it gets approved by GA, then you pull it over to the other calendar and it becomes official, sanctioned, direct action number 7.
This is already happening,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be.
So it's gotta be explicit that the GA is endorsing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put, it's,
But like today, what we could do is we could put it on that second calendar, the community calendar, right? And just get it out there. And then for the, like, cause it's on the 14th?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cause, yeah, we should probably start talking about that, and it's already kind of a tight deadline. Okay.
But in a perfect world, wouldn't, somebody say, okay, I got this great idea, we should go do this and this and this because of this and this. Shouldn't that person be contacted to like, okay, here, go to direct action? Maybe even get involved in direct action and bring forth your thing. Where it is then discussed within direct action, formulated and brought to the GA.
yeah, I would say all that should happen.
Yeah.
But maybe what they want to do is just put it out there, and then direct action can use it to either approach them, or they can have something on the calendar somehow that sort of says, here's the conduit, here's the process, right? We need to document these. I've got a cause, I want to see if we can link up and support each other. What's the mechanism? Well, you post it on this calendar so everybody can see, and you can engage people, and you take it to direct action, And so we need to spell out those recipes for the public so people can join us.
Because I opened up, there was a setting on the Google groups that I hadn't looked at that are still kind of going through the pilot phase. But so now it functions as an email that anybody can post to. So you can advertise Occupy PTBO- direct action at googlegroups.com as the direct action email. And so people can send an email to that, they don't need to be a part of the group, and then you guys will get it. Yeah.
Actually, one of these points that Mark has made and you've made could be just written up somewhere.
Yes, well, and we've been trying to find slices of time, because we do have all this cool stuff in our heads. And then I also have to temper it with, reality expectation that you put all these great tools out there and 3% of the people use them.
Yeah, so it's actually.
It's a barrier to entry, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna say, right?
Well,
Takes
it's
a lot
not a
of work
web
now.
page, like where you check our Occupy Peterborough, there's a big web page that shows all the different lanes.
We're not prepared for that yet. I was talking to Miles about that, and Annie, because Annie has a webpage, Trev and Plaid, and Miles has made a webpage before with Renegade Apparel. And so, yeah, we'd love to do a WordPress style account. Miles is hosting, which we can do, but we need to get I think, more organized in how we deal with projects. And because projects like this are going to have a lot of different facets that we need to task manage and like how are we admitting them, how are we structuring them, where are we saving it down to, and then financing becomes an issue, especially if we want to have like our own euro.
Yeah, fundraising is a piece of this too. Until we actually have a consistent source of money, we can't sort of buy some of this stuff,
Yeah.
like domain names, like hosting. Although some of those things will come to us generously.
Yeah.
It's interesting for getting out information. Occupy Toronto has a horrible website, and they quite frankly don't want to use it.
Yeah, it's not very user-friendly at times.
Well, doesn't they know on it either? They use all these other things, Twitter and the various Googles, and they've got a real crew of people running that.
Yeah.
That's their route.